Hello dear friends, let's continue. Last time we created a new endpoint registration for the user registration, and today we will talk about also about backend, and we will work with a user list and media content. Because for now we have some set of users, we can return them from the backend using separate endpoint. And I'm going to start with serializer. I open the account application, open the serializer folder, and add new file, name it profile. And here I import serializers, then I import my model user profile, then I create a class user profile serializer and inherit it from the model serializer. And then inside the class meta I define the model and field ID, username, gender and birthday according to the models I created previously. Now I want to create another view, name it user list. Then I import everything from the REST framework library, import my user profile model, import my serializer that I've just created. Then I create the user list view, generic view, inherited from list API view. A little documentation. Then I define the query set when where I select the whole object from the table and order it by ID from high to low. Then I define serializer class, permission class I allow to any user including not authorized. Save this file and go to the routing URL spy. And here I import my user list view and add another path. Let's say user list URL and point it to the user list view class. Okay, let's have a look. I refresh my page and see the new user list endpoint. I tried it. And here I see the list of my users. I see the whole users that I have in my database. Now I'm gonna define a custom pager class to separate that users for pages, to divide them by pages. This paginator will be global, so that's why I open backend folder and here I create new file and name Pagination py, and inside I import everything what I need. Then I create the custom paginator class inherited from the limit of set pagination from the REST framework class. Then I define the special function or method get paginated response. And here I define two variables, a list of objects and a list of identifiers, so a list of numbers. And then I will fill these lists into the loop and append both of them with the I variable, which is go through this loop. Then I return the response, but this response I should add to this response something that I want. I put everything that I want in order_dict class and then just enumerate what I want. I want total count, I want next link, previous link, payload, it will be a list of objects then a list of identifiers, and status 0, which means that a request is successful. Now I should include this custom Pagination class into my settings py in the section where I keep REST framework settings. And here I need to add two additional constants: default paginator class and page size. After that I can go back to my Swagger interface and execute it one more time and see the whole my editing that I added. I see the list of objects and list of IDs. So now when I have this endpoint completed, I will go to another topic, media. For the media content I will create a new application. I will run such command, start app user media. After that I have a new folder user media here, and I need to add it to my settings file in the section installed apps. Now I'm gonna create a model for the user media. It will be a table, and I create the class user media. Then I define three constants with the type of media, orientation, and media role. Then I will define the fields. Type media, it's a char field with choices attributes, default value and max length. Then role media, orientation. And then I create the field user and connect this field using foreign key to my user profile model, and several fields additional: is main, boolean field, is approved, is deleted, is published, title, and two fields, video and image. One of them is file field and image field. And also I mentioned upload to parameter to point it inside the directory where it puts files that are uploaded. And finally I need to import this function, translation function, and my model, user profile, because I set it here. So now I can create migration, manage by make migrations, and then apply my migrations using migrate command. After that my table was created physically in my database. But before migration you could face with such error about Pillow. Pillow is a library for working with images. And to remove this error I should of course install Pillow library. So after installation my server will be running. Now I switch on fixture user JSON file and add to every user additional keyword images, and here inside the list I insert object of image with all fields that I need. Then I put the same to every user. But with different names: man1, man2, man3, and so on. And then I've just prepared the special folder with videos. I put it in the fixture folder, images, with 6 photos of men and women. And now I'm ready to create a new command to load these images into my database. In the user media folder I create a new one, management. Then I create init py file to mark it as a package. Then another new folder, commands. Again init py. And here I create a new command, load media or load images. Then I import libraries that I'm gonna use. Fixture path with the path to my fixture folder. Then JSON, model user profile, then model user media, then requests library for making HTTP requests, then IP URL for making request to the exact URL. Then I create the class command, define the handle method, print something, then I define the list of male and female and open the file users JSON, read the data, load it, convert it with the from the string to the Python dictionary. Then I delete all the records from the table user media and loop over this list. Inside I create the sub loop and extract the keys male and female. Then I create another nested loop and go through the images list. And here I run the HTTP request to this endpoint that I created previously. Then I check out the status code. If it is equal to 100, I print what I get from the server, else I print the error. So now I can run this command and see what will happen. So I see the error, but I see also the request to my server and 404 status. Of course, it's because I don't have yet this endpoint, and now I'm going to create it. And first I will start from the serializer. I create a new folder, serializer. Inside the user media application, I create image py file in it and create a serializer. It's gonna be simple. Just import serializers, import model, creating class user image serializer, and then inside meta class I define the model and define the fields that I need: ID, image, title, and isMain. Then I will create a new endpoint in the views folder. Oh, sorry, not inside serial. Yes. And don't forget about init py. Then create a new file. Add image. Add image py. so following the rules of single responsibility, I always will have one class in one file. So I import REST framework libraries, then I import serializer and my model user media. Then I create the class addImageView. I inherit it from the createAPView generic class. A little documentation. I define the query set with the whole objects of user media model. Then serializer class, permission classes, and that's it. And now I have to do to see this endpoint into my Swagger interface. I need to add it to the URLs to routing. So I create a new file in user media application URLs py. And here I will define the first URL pattern. I include Django's library tools, then in my view, then I define URL patterns and add it to add image URL and connect it to my view. So now I go to my Swagger page, F5, and I see nothing because I forget to add this URL spy into my root router, which is situated in the backend folder here. So I need to add another one and point it to the user media URLs file. So now I see a new endpoint in the user media application. So it's separated by applications. Very comfortable. So now when I have it, I can repeat my command load images. And what I see another kind of problem. 403 error. But I don't see here what the server returns me. Okay, let me fix it. I open the command load image, and here next to print error I will print what I get from the server. REST text, just in text format. So now I see the reason of this error. The reason is authentication credentials were not provided, and of course they were not. And my view image at image view, it controls it because this I said is authenticated permission. So it means that only authenticated user can use this endpoint. And for now I need to install some kind of authentication system for my API. And this system will be based upon a token. And I open the settings and install another one application, REST framework out token application. It goes out from the distribution of REST framework. So, and when I save my settings, I see that I need to apply migration because this application has its own model, and I need to migrate, to run migrate in order to create tables. Now if I go to the admin interface, yep, I probably see, yeah, I will see these tokens. This is new table. Inside this table the system will keep tokens of users. So good. Now in load image I can create such tokens and then use it for the authentication. I import token model, and then I define the separate function get user token, and here I will find the user and create token. So I find it by username, which is passed to this function. Then I create the token or get the token. The special function get or create it. Get token either create or create. Sorry. Then I return the token. So now somewhere here I can use this function when I go through users. So I get the token using the function and pass the username inside it, and then I just print my token to see it inside my console. Oh, sorry, that's migration, load images. And here I got token for one user, token for another one, and I even can check it out in the admin interface, this one. So I got 6 tokens for 6 users. And now I need to put that token into the request header somewhere here. Okay, let me separate it line by line for more convenient. So, and here I put another key headers and set the authentication header and put token in it. And I extract the token from the first element of the tuple, because this function returns me the tuple. It consists of 2 elements. So let's have a try. Oops, sorry, I have a syntax error. And I still have 403 error, because my REST framework, it does not know about my token authentication. So I need to go to the settings file and inside the REST framework settings I need to, I guess, 2 authentication backends. I define a special variable default authentication classes and add 2 classes. The first one, token authentication for my front-end application, and the second, basic authentication for the Swagger, because my Swagger, it has also authentication system. I can authorize here and make the request as authenticated user. But this kind of authentication, it's not token, it's a basic. It also uses token, but it put its not to the header. So let's repeat our command load image. Oh, sorry, I forget to save this file again. Oh, now I see another kind of error, and it tells me that image. So now authentication works, and it allows, now it demands me to add image file. So it doesn't get image file. This is one problem. Another problem, if I tried it out, I cannot add the file here to check it through this interface. And to do this, I need to add the special parser into my view. I go to my view and import the multi-part parser and put this parser inside the parser classes tuple. So now I refresh my page. And now I see the file file input field, and I can to add some files here, submit it to my server. But you should remember, as soon as you start use multi-part parser, your data does not go in the JSON format. So in my load images, for now I need to change JSON on data. And for now I'm going to read the images from the fixture images folder and put it inside this post request. But before, I need to make some improvements. First of all, my fixture path, it contains user JSON. It is not so good. I will remove it. And here I will create a separate user file, very variable, when I connect together fixture parse and user JSON, and then I will use this variable into the open function. And now, before I make a post request, I will read the file. I will combine the path to my file, and then I will create this dictionary with the image key and open the file, image file. Then I need to add these files into my request. Files equals files. And now I run my command again. Sorry, because I use OS here. I need to import it first. Again. And now I'm facing with another kind of problem. Not null constraint. So it tries to add media file, media record, media object with null constraint instead of user ID. So it cannot be null. I need to define the user, this field in my model, what media is belong to, and I will do it inside my view. I will override the special method perform create, and here, when I save my serializer, I will set my user and get it from the request user profile. And now I run my command again, and finally I see 201 code. It means that my user was created, and I even see the data of every object. I also see the user photo, a new folder where I can see the photo, downloaded photo, but I don't want them to be inside the root folder. I want to have separate folder for that, media folder, and then I delete this user photo from here. And now I'm going to add some variables to settings to point it into the media folder. I will define 3 special constants here. Media root, it's a absolute path to folder media URL, and static URL. Then I run my command one more time and check out media folder. I refresh it, and sees that now it creates photos inside the media user photo folder. So, and in the admin interface I also have to create admin class. I import my model, decorate my class admin interface of admin interface, and define the list display fields. Now I see the new section. I can open it, go inside some photo and check can I see it or not. I cannot because my Django developer server it cannot work with the media content, and I should teach it how to do it, and I will do it inside urls py. I will add several lines of code related to the routing. I import two things and add to URL patterns the routing for the media content. So now I can see the images inside my admin interface. And probably the last thing I want to have here, I want to have the images into this list, and for it I will edit my user media model and add the special property. I will import mark save function and then decorate the function image tag with the decorator property and return the tag of the image tag. So now when I have such property, I can use it into my admin interface, in my class of admin interface here. So now I see the pictures. So if I remove the mark save, I will see this one, just HTML code. For safety reason, Django by default escape the special chars. So, and finally I can add to my user list, I can add here the main page of user, sorry, main picture, main image. So I have every picture marked as main as true, and I open my serializer, but user serializer in the account application profile serializer, and add the field main photo, and this field is a serializer method field type. It means that I need to define the function which will be serving this field. So I define this function with a special name. I need to prefix get of the name main photo. Then in the block try I will search the image which is marked as main and belong the user, the current user of this serializer, and has the type media as a photo. And then I return the media image URL, but I add backend URL at the beginning to get a domain and port. Then I describe except situation. I will return no image. Then I will import backend URL parameter and define this parameter inside my settings py. So I open settings py, and here I define the backend URL. So now I can add, now I can check it. Just check it out. The field main photo was declared but has not been included in the fields option. Yes, I forget about it, sorry. I will fix it in a moment. This is profile serializer, and main photo should be included inside fields list. So now I have everywhere no image. Why so? Okay, let me print the flag is main in the admin interface and check. Oh, sorry, it's a user profile. I add another field is main. Okay, everything is main. Okay, I will go another way. I will catch the exception as E, for example, and here return the exception, and I will see it. What kind of exception is going on here? Oh shit! User. Okay, I forget to. I forgot. Absolutely forgot to import from user media models. Import user media. So execute another one. Okay, now it works, and I can turn it back to the no image. So this is all what I wanted to show you today. Thank you. See you later.